Hello everybody, welcome to the Stanley Cup playoffs, Toronto versus Detroit. We've had a great season, yet again. Every single one in the group came together and put together a fantastic run. We were in the playoffs, we're playing the Detroit Redwings. Our point leader was Connor Bedard, 82 games, 77 points. Not really where we want him to be at, but when we're clicking together as an entire group, we don't need one person standing alone. We had 6 players on our team over 50 points, very well done, and 3 of them were over 60. 2 of them into the 70s. So we had a very good run this year, and we're ready for the playoffs against the Detroit Red Wings. I was asked with Connor Bedard's trade value and his lack of performance this year if we're going to be willing to trade him. The answer is no, we're not. Oscar Johansson will be getting signed at the end of this year to a full deal as an 8-year deal, and him and Connor Bedard will be the building blocks of this franchise for the next 8 years and past that if they choose to stay. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into it. We're going to hope for the very best playoff run, and we're going to just hope for a great first round to get past these Detroit Red Wings as they look to be a strong team and someone we got to worry about and we got to focus on first. So let's get into that. If you have any questions, put it in social media. I'll be sure to answer it. And let's get into this first round and get past the Detroit Red Wings. So we're going to do it this time. We're going to look at the team that we are going to be facing. And we have Zadina with Larkin and Raymond. Very good first line. Vetrano, Verana, and Joe Veleno. Hopefully he can keep those blades on the ice. We don't need any injuries out there. Kuzmenko, Radek, Hoffman, Ratcliffe, Soderbaum, McIsaac. He's a defenseman. Yeah, they got a left defenseman playing on their fourth line. So there probably seems to be some injury issue in Detroit at the current moment. We're going to have to check that out. And then defense, we have Wallander, nice. Sider, Roenick, Gostisbehere, wow, that's a pickup. Rasmus Anderson making his way to Detroit, and Gradikov. But what injuries do they have that have McIsaac on their fourth line? And there we go. Big injuries right now in Detroit with Marco Kasper, Evgeny Kuznetsov, and Andrew Kopp. All big injuries. We're going to have to go see when they're going to be back. If those injuries are something that is going to be resolved April 25th, maybe, pending evaluation. So he has just recently been injured, and we don't know when he's going to be back, and May 15th. So right now, I would say the first one back is April 25th, and that's Andrew Kopp. And we're going to have to see when that is. That is game 3. So Andrew Kopp will be back in game 3. So hopefully at that point we can get a 2-game lead on the Detroit Red Wings, as we should with the injuries they have. But what we're going to do is we're going to get into game 1 here, and we're going to see what we can exactly accomplish while they've got their major injuries. Now we're looking halfway into the first period. Owen Tippett buries one for us. Very nice. Detroit gets a power play. They don't get anything out of it, which is good. It's a good start for the special teams in Toronto. Raquel buries one. Zadina comes back with a quick one. Samsonov couldn't stop it. And we're going to come into the end of the first period, 2-1 lead, Toronto. So the question is, can we keep this momentum going into the second as Verana buries one from a rather far distance away from the half wall over the circle. But, 2-2, Toronto, Detroit, and we're halfway through the second as it is 17-16 in shots. Toronto gets a power play, make nothing of it. And they're coming into the end of the second period, tie game 2-2. Going into the third period, Toronto really needs to get it together and get a lead here. The shots are tied, and, we really need to get more pressure out of the boys here. 2-2, halfway through the third. It has remained tied, but then, third liner Soderbaum drops one in the back of the net and makes it 3-2 to Detroit. And as Detroit takes the lead in the shots, Toronto gets a power play with 49 seconds left, and Jesse Puljujarvi puts it past Kosa, which is very nice to see as we now go to overtime, but it's going to be a quick overtime as Taylor Radish buries it and makes it a 4-3 win for Toronto in game 1. The depth really coming out here in Toronto as Oscar Johansson gets nothing and Connor Bedard gets nothing. The depth really coming through. That's something that you like to see when your superstars can't finish it out. Your depth players really come in and help you secure a win. We're going to be looking for that pressure in game 2 here, but we're also going to want our superstars to help out as the shots are tied. Lucas Raymond comes out and gets the first goal. Toronto gets a power play, and they do score on it. Max Jones buries one, making it 1-1 halfway through the first period, and the shots are in and around equal, 7-7, and then we're going to come into the end of the first period at a 1-1 tie and we're going to go into the second period hopefully with more energy than we have in the first. Now, as we approach the second period, we're looking to put more shots on net, and Detroit Sedina has put it into 2-1 lead, but Lavoie has tied it up. Thank God for that. 15 shots, but Detroit gets a power play. We are fumbling around right now. Detroit gets a power play. Toronto kills it off. We coming into the end of the second period at a 2-2 tie. Detroit is really putting the pressure on right now as they're out shooting Toronto 21-18. Toronto gets a power play. Max Jones again buries it. That's his second power play goal of the game. Detroit is still firing shots off as they get a power play. They do not do anything, but they do get a power play goal. Sorry, Andrew Kopp buries one. He is back a game early. That is scary as he ties it for Detroit. We could have used one more game without him. 32 shots to 24 as we go into overtime again. And it finishes in a hurry as Lundstrom buries it for a second consecutive overtime win for Toronto. And this time, Max Jones getting 3 points. 9 minutes, the guy gets 3 points. Well done. Puljujarvi 2 points. And again, Johansson not on the board. Thomas not on the board. Bedard not on the board. The big guys are not doing anything yet. The superstars have been just cold in this first round. Jeannot and Puljujarvi buried 2 quick ones, but we really need the superstars to get it together, or we are just not going to get a deep run in these playoffs. Dylan Guenther buries one, so it's a 3-0 lead Toronto. 8 shots Toronto. They get a power play. And we really need one of the big two to step up here and bury it, because we're going into this second period up 14 shots to 8, and we still have not seen anything out of the big two in the first 2 games or even this third game. Joe Veleno gets a power play goal. Oscar Johansson finally gets himself on the board. Costa has found his way out of the game as Johansson buries one on the backup goalie in Detroit. Philip Sedina then goes and buries one, making it 4-2. Going into the third period, Toronto has a good lead. We just need to step up the defense and keep the puck out of the back of our net as Jacob Verana puts one past Samsonov, and it's 4-3 Toronto. Toronto gets a power play. Halfway through the third period, Toronto can't do anything on that power play. Now Detroit has a power play, and they do not do anything on it either. 5 minutes left in the third. Toronto is looking to hang on with 30 shots to 30 shots, and they are going to hang on as they get the big win. So Oscar Johansson does end up getting 2 points, and so does Connor Bedard. As the two superstars start to cook, that's what we needed. We can't take this series without those two guys just smoking along. We can't really look at a deep playoff run if those guys aren't doing anything. Now we're going into game 4. 3-0 for Toronto in the series. And we're going to see what Detroit brings here. If we're in the third period and it's a close game, we'll go down onto the ice and watch the broadcasting angle. But we're going to have to wait and see. As it is 0-0 halfway through the first period. 8 shots Detroit, 5 Toronto. Toronto is coming back in shots. But it's looking like a Detroit-heavy game in the shooting already as they hit the double digits, and they have a power play ending the first period. So they're going to start the second period with a power play. They do not get anything of it, but they are just tearing away on shots still. 16 shots to 12 for Detroit. Toronto gets a power play, and they are not going to get anything out of it. Halfway through the second period, it is still looking like a tight defensive game as Noah Hannafin, down low on the goal line, fires one home, and then Tanner Jeannot fires one home as well, getting both those past Costa. He's back in the net after having a game off. So now after having the first 2 periods, we got a good lead. Toronto has a power play. They're going to take the face off. We're going to win it. Guenther is on the blue line, throws it to Bedard, throws it to Johansson. Johansson puts it in the corner where Thomas is going to get it, but he's going to get absolutely smoked. Johansson with a quick shot misses the net. Bedard rallies it back. Thompson shoots. Thompson missed the net. But now Detroit is coming out. Mo Seider has the puck. He's going to get pinched off by Robert Thomas. Johansson's going to break out into the zone. He's got a chance. He misses the net when he tries to make the deke. Thomas throws it out to Bedard, and Bedard throws it on, but quick save. Costa looks good right now in the start of this third period. Are we going to be able to see Toronto hang on? We are half a minute into this third period, and Toronto still carries their 2-0 lead. Lundstrom wins the faceoff back to Hannafin. Hannafin throws it over. Good passing out of Toronto right now as they throw it to Soderblom off the goalie. Soderblom loses it on the blue line, growls it back up. Larkin comes in. He throws it over to, oh my God. That was a good attempt there by Larkin and Cogliano. We're going to get another faceoff here on this power play. Lundstrom is going to win it. Radish throws it to Puljujarvi. Puljujarvi does not throw it up the boards. He keeps it, throws it in front of the net to Hannafin, who throws it over to Lundstrom. Lundstrom's going to carry it into the zone. He takes it over to the hash marks, but he gets poked, but he gets it back. He takes it up to the hash marks. A fumble of a shot goes to Radish, and he doesn't get it on net. But now Kajula is going to come up the boards, dumps it in as they're on the penalty kill. He just wants to get the puck deep. Hanifin corrals it, throws it to Puljujärvi, who is going to circle back into his zone, throw it over to Jones, who has been a power play specialist for this team. Jones loses it, but puts the pressure on. Kajula throws it up to Soderbaum. Soderbaum just dumps it in. Now we're going to get Puljujärvi here, who chases it down. Puljujärvi's throwing it up the boards to Radish, who has nothing but time, but he gets hit off the puck. He had no support with him yet, and he just couldn't wait any longer. Raymond's coming in over the blue line. A little bit of a move there, but he gets pushed off the puck. Lundstrom throws it over to Jones, who is now carrying it up the boards, enters the zone as he gets hit. The puck is loose, and Gradikov grabs it, throws it to Raymond. Raymond is going to go up the boards. He's got time and space. Oh, a guy on the line change. Bedard coming off the board slows up Raymond. Oh, and Lundstrom. Where is it? Oh, we had a loose puck as Bedard passes it over to Johansson, and Johansson puts it on net, but it flopped around. Costa covers it up. Now we're a total of 3 minutes into this third period, and it has been action-packed already. Kopp now skating into the boards, put the body on him. They do. Thomas gets it back, throws it to Bedard. Bedard has nowhere to go. He chucks it to Thomas, who throws it all the way across the ice to Johansson, who takes a big shot, and Costa corrals it and wraps it up and holds it for the whistle. We're going to take the face off here. It looks like Bedard's going to take this one, and he wins it back to Sandin. Sandin with a ho-ho. Sandin steps up, left, right, in the back of the net. That one beats Costa. 3-0 Toronto. This one appears like it might get out of hand, but we'll have to wait and see as Larkin and Bedard match up. Bedard again wins that dot. He's been solid on the face-off circle today. They throw it in deep, and Sider grabs it. He throws it up to Raymond, who throws it all the way across to Zadina. Zadina breaks into the zone. He gets to the circle. He stops. He runs in to a Puljujärvi, but the Puljujärvi can't get the puck back. Zadina skating around, gives it to Raymond. Raymond to Sider. Sider to Zadina. And a big block shot there out of Johansson. Big save. Samsonov. Larkin throws it up the middle. Johansson then grabs it, and he is beelining it up the boards like he's on a mission. Cuts across to Bedard, to D'Angelo, and this game is just cooked. This game is over. That game was absolutely shredded. That was an absolute monster of a performance out of the guys, and they're going to sweep Detroit. 4-0 the series. The only other team that swept the series was Arizona sweeping Dallas. That is interesting. Florida versus the Rangers. The Toronto Maple Leafs could be facing Florida in the second round. And then Philly is ahead of the Devils, and Pittsburgh Columbus is tied. So we could have a very interesting second round depending on how the Rangers and Florida Panthers do. Okay, so let's see. Florida beats the Rangers. It looks like we might be playing the Florida Panthers in round 2. We'll have to wait and see as Philly and the Devils have gotten a little closer as the Devils won that one. Still, we got it fighting as the Devils tie it up. It's 3-3 Philly and the Devils. And Columbus takes the lead over Pittsburgh 3-2. What do we got? The Colorado Avalanche have fallen to the Edmonton Oilers. And then the other two games between Winnipeg and Nashville and Anaheim and Vancouver go to game 7. And Columbus beats Pittsburgh. So we're just waiting on the Philadelphia-New Jersey game, which New Jersey takes the win. So the East is done. And the West still has Anaheim versus Vancouver, and the first round is over, and we are moving on to the Florida Panthers for round 2 of the playoffs. This might be too early, but we want Florida, right? We want Florida. So we're going to be playing the Florida Panthers. I hope that the team is ready and we don't underestimate this squad. We had a great first round. We put Detroit to bed in 4, and now hopefully we can put Florida away as quick as possible. I thank you guys for coming out to this press conference. I hope you did enjoy round 1, and round 2 we will be getting into soon. The Florida Panthers in round 2, guys. Get ready.